Hello students, we are back with Entrepreneurship. We are working on second chapter, that is Entrepreneur Planning. This is our fifth part. In this chapter, we are going to work out with business plan. First, we understand the meaning of planning. See what is done in planning. Planning can be defined as thinking in advance what is to be done. That means you are thinking beforehand what work has to be done. When is to be done means you are deciding the time. How it is to be done, you are deciding the method, and by whom it is going to be done means the person is being specified who is going to complete that work. So planning is defining each and every aspect of the action. So planning is a process that never ends. It's actually a bridge that fills the gap between where we are standing and where we want to reach. See, you also plan for your studies. You are right now working for your boards. So, where you are standing and where you want to reach at the time of your exams is being worked out with your planning. Moving ahead with the meaning of business plan. Business plan actually defines what to do, how to do, and who is going to do it. This is the basic activity that is being worked out in business plan. So first we understand the meaning of business plan. An entrepreneur needs to work out in detail all the relevant external and internal elements involved in starting a new venture and then running it successfully. He or she needs to develop a roadmap for himself or herself called a business plan. See what happened? The person who is interested to be an entrepreneur, who is interested to come up with a new venture, who is interested to implement his new innovative idea, first has to take care of all the external environment and the internal environment of the organization. He has to frame his strategy accordingly so that he is able to work on his project in a success. See, he has to go through an intellectual process in which he foresights what is going to happen and he creates a roadmap. Roadmap means figuring out how the things will be there and how it has to be achieved. See, if I say the roadmap, you also know the meaning of roadmap. It gives you the idea, the distance, the time calculation, the condition that will be there when you are going to reach, right? So roadmap is also applicable in business plan, where you are working out on the basis of time, activity, and the achievement of the target that you are thinking of. In business plan, we have a comprehensive written down document prepared by the entrepreneur. He formally describes all the external and internal elements involved. When I am saying external, see what can be the external element, like the availability of labor, the availability of land. That is all beyond his own working. That is, he is going to get it from outside. And when I'm saying internal element, in that case, the arrangement of money, his own skill to work, that is all internal element. So he has to take care of external and internal element to start up his new venture. Actually, when you're preparing a business plan, it is something that creates a framework within which a project is going to be worked. So business plan doesn't only give you the activities that is going to be involved, it also helps you to understand the feasibility. What is the meaning of feasibility? Whether that thing, that plan, that idea is possible to be implemented or not. In the present scenario of the business environment, whether it will be possible to implement it or not is called feasibility, right? then viability, whether it is going to be giving you the profit or not. See, just implementing the idea is not enough. You need to understand whether it will be able to work out or not, and secondly, it is the thing that is generating you the profit or not. A profitable proposal should only be executed. So then it also facilitate in assessing and making the provision for the hurdles in the progress and implementation of idea. See what happened, I just said it's like a roadmap in which you are able to assess what hurdle. See, if there is a bridge, you know about it beforehand because you have already made you are seeing the roadmap. You are able to understand this thing, and same way in the business plan you are able to understand if there is any hurdle, any situation that is arising or that may arise, frankly speaking, that may arise in the progress of your plan when you are implementing it, right? So according to that hurdle, you can create a provision, arrangement for it so that you don't face the loss. Then discuss the potential for the success of the project along with the risk factor. Means whatever you are going to get back from that project, whether the risk that you are taking, means whatever you are investing, whether it is related to the money, whether it's related to the time, it can be anything, whether it's equivalent to it more than if you are putting into something and you are not getting in return, what's the use of that project? So that is also being worked out because of business plan. See, when you're putting the things on paper, things become much easy to understand. See, that's the reason we call business plan as a decision making tool. See, it describes all necessary inputs for the enterprise, whatever the things that is required. See, if I just take a manufacturing unit, there it is necessary that there should be a land, machine, labor that has to be there, then raw material. That is mandatory for any manufacturing unit. Whereas if it's a trading unit or an idea unit, there it is not necessary to have a machinery or any specific big premises for it. So it has to be understood beforehand what all inputs are required for the enterprise. Then explaining the mode of utilization of resources, means resources are there. Resources, you have money, but it can be utilized in multiple form. So that is being described in this business plan, that how it has to be utilized. Then detailing the strategy for the execution of project. See, when I am saying strategy is a course of action for a specific condition, right? So that course of action is being detailed out for the execution of project. Then it also outline the desired goals. It creates that this is the thing that we need to achieve. This is the thing that is being achieved if we perform all these activities. So it outlines the desired goals. And fifthly, assessing the market sensitivity and profitability of the venture. Sensitivity, how much sensitive the market is for you, whatever the idea you are working. See, if a market is very sensitive, a slight difference in whatever you are planning may create a lot of loss for you. But if it is not that much sensitive, then in that case the possibility is less of losses. See, if I take an example, a market for a fashionable product is very sensitive, whereas a market for a uniform is not that much sensitive. So you may be able to understand with this example that what is the meaning of sensitivity, that you have to assess so that you are in a profitable condition. Thus, the content and the format of the business plan is such which is able to represent all these aspects of business planning process. Right? Now, who is going to prepare this business plan? See, as such, for preparing the business plan, a versatile information is required, and for that, an entrepreneur himself who is preparing this plan has to consult lawyer, CA or accountant, engineers, financial institutions or consultant. See, basically he needs to work out with the expertise, people who can help him out to prepare the business plan. Business plans and its importance. First we work on this. Business plan is valuable to the entrepreneur, the one who is starting up the business, potential investors, the one who can be the people who can put their money into your business, venture capitalists, the one who can support you with the money, the banks, the financial institutions, they are also there. See, money is a main element and people need to have a trust on the project, then only they will put the money into it, right? Then new personal suppliers means the people who are the suppliers and they are new to you, so they also need to understand whether they can give you the things on credit or not, right? Then the customers, that advisors and others who are trying to familiarize, the people who want to get familiar with a new venture. So the business plan is meant for them. So business plan helps in determining the viability of the venture in a designated market. See, business plan helps us to understand whether the thing that we are thinking of in a particular market, will it be possible and profitable or not, right? Then it helps in providing guidance to the entrepreneur in organizing his or her planning activities. Now this business plan is also providing the guidance in various activities. Now what we have to plan? First, identifying the resource required means what all resources are required. See, I just told you the internal and external elements. So the resources are there. All the M's are required to be worked on. So here we are finding out the type of resources that has to be required and to which extent it is required. Then second, enabling obtaining all the licenses if required. Means if a license is required to run that venture, then before going for it, you need to get the license and the permission for it. Then the third, working out with the legal requirement as desired by the government. Means whatever legal formalities has to be done. See, when we were working with the sole proprietorship, you don't have to go with too much of legal formalities. But when you were working with a company form of organization, there you have to go a systematic form of registering, right? So that is what we are working about here. Then working out with the legal requirement as desired by the government. Whatever the government has said, accordingly you have to go. Then helps in satisfying the concern, queries and issues of each group of people interested in ventures. See, because of business plan, what happens? The people get satisfied with their queries. If they have any doubt, if they have any questions in their mind, because of the business plan, they are able to satisfy that query. And they are the one who are interested in your venture. So they are a very important group for you. Then the next is provides room for self-assessment and self-evaluation, requiring entrepreneur to think through various scenarios and plan way to avoid obstacles. Means because of the business plan, the entrepreneur is able to work on himself also. That is self-assessment, whether this particular venture will be easily handled by him or not, whether he has that type of capability or not. See, when you write the things on paper, it becomes easy to understand whether that can be covered up or not, right? And this particular thing is to be understood before you start a business, right? Then requiring entrepreneur think through various scenarios, various conditions, whether that obstacles, the things that is hindering your business, can be managed by you or not. So that is being helped out by business plan. Though not desirable, means it's not very desirable thing. At time, business plan helps to realize the obstacle which cannot be avoided or overcome, suggesting to terminate the venture while still on paper without investing further time and money. See, when you are going through everything and you're writing it down, it becomes easy for you to do all the calculations, time calculation, money calculation, everything, and you will be able to understand whether the proposed venture will be profitable for you, and if the obstacle that you think may come, will you be able to overcome it or not. If not, then it's suggested not to move ahead with that venture. Terminate means stop, not to go ahead with that venture when the venture is still on paper. So without further wasting time and money on it, it can be closed down and worked on for the other type of ideas. Then next is, as an investor, all the lenders focus on 4 C's. Now these 4 C's are very important of credit. Character, the person characters, how that person is. See, the business world is very sensitive about the character. If there is a goodwill of a person, that goodwill will fetch him a lot of business, a lot of profits, a lot of people who will be ready to invest in his business. So character plays a lot of importance in it. Then cash flow. Yes, very important. Why? Cash flow tell you the condition, whether the money is in your hand or not. See, the books may be showing a lot of profit, but if you don't have the cash in hand, you cannot proceed further in your business. So cash flow conditions should also be very clarified. Collateral and equity contributions means what sort of money is being invested and what sort of thing is there as a as a security. Collateral and equity contribution. Collateral means a security form. So here this 4 C's is actually giving you the idea whether the money, if you are giving on credit, it can be the supplier, it can be anyone, banks or others, in whether they will be able to get back their money or not. So what they do is they focus on this 4 C's. Character, whether the person is proper, cash flow is there or not, what he is keeping as a security, and what sort of money he has invested in his own business, right? That is equity. So it is the business plan which reflects the entrepreneur's credit history, the ability to meet the debts. Debt means whatever has to be paid out, whether that person has paying it on time or not, and interest payments and the amount of personal equity invested thus serve as an important tool in funds procurement arrangement. See, if a person has invested his own money into a venture, then he will be taking care of that venture more as compared to if the money invested into it is of someone else. So that's the reason the investor take care of this 4 C's. So this is the importance of it. It is well said that writing a good business plan can't guarantee you the success, but it can go a long way towards reducing the odds of failure. See, it's not a guarantee that if you're preparing a proper business plan, you will be successful. But lot of odds, lot of problems can be solved out because of this proper business plan. Moving ahead is the format of business plan. When I'm saying format of business plan depend on the type of business you are thinking of and the scope of proposal for the new ventures. See, there is no fixed form in which business plan is going to be worked out. Basically, it targets to the goal that entrepreneur wants to achieve and the people, the audience who is going to be targeted with it. So normally there are 3 to 4 formats for which a format that can be framed out for the same business plan. The first is elevator pitch. See, in this, what has been done is there is a 3-minute summary of business plans, executive summary. It is often used as a teaser to awaken the interest of potential funders, customers, or strategic partners. See what happened. This elevator pitch is actually a 3-minute video sort of a thing. You can make it in that way also, in which everything is being summarized and explained. Now, when everything related to the organization, the people involved is being summarized into it, the people get, and very attractive form, right? So it triggers the interest of a potential funder. Yes, this venture looks good, right? The customer also feels, no, this product will be good. Now, this type of thing arises because of the elevator pitch, right? This is only for 3 minutes and it's a summary form. Then moving to the second is pitch decks with the oral narrative. Now what happens in this? See, right now you are also seeing the same sort of working. See, a slideshow with the oral narration. But here the difference is that, see, when you need to have a group of people, the potential investors, they are all sitting together, and what you do is you are showing the slides and narrating the things. You are actually triggering them that they should ask you some questions and you give them a satisfactory answer to it. That attracts them, right? Secondly, you can show the graphs of various financial trends or the key decision that you have done. With that also, the investor will be attracted, and with this presentation they will be interested to put their money into it. Then the third form, it's a written presentation for external stakeholders. Stakeholders, the one who are investing their money into your organization. A detailed, well-written and pleasingly formatted plan targeted at external stakeholders. What it is done? A very beautiful format of a printed written format is being used so that the stakeholders, see, we can say the prospectus sort of a thing. See, the way we have seen in company form of organization, in which prospectus are being made as an invitation card. Same way here, it can be in that form. A written part is given, and that too for the external stakeholders, so that the people are being attracted to invest in your company. Then the fourth is an internal operational plan. See, this is a very, very important thing. See, the previous three are for the other people, for the outsiders, so that they are attracted. They are the one who are able to understand your plans, they are able to understand your organization, your working, your ventures, and they are interested to put their time and money into it. But this format, that is the internal operational plan, is for the entrepreneur. He needs to work out what has to be done within his organization and how it will be managed. So a detailed plan describing the planning details that are needed by management but may not be of interest to external stakeholders. So this is the fourth type of internal operational plan. This is the fourth type of format. I hope the formats are clear to you, and with this we are going to study the components of format. Thank you for watching this video.